Hi, everybody, and welcome to Case Field on the campus of Case Western Reserve University for today's Division III college football clash between the Spartans of Case and the Gators of Allegheny University. My name is Ron Yance, this is Ed Doherty, and welcome to Case football. Ed, today Case takes a 34-game regular season win streak into this afternoon's contest with the Allegheny Gators, and really the matchup today, Ed, could be the toughest opponent Case has felt or faced in this 34-game streak.
Well, across the board, often Worcester has been that opponent that they've had to get over early in the season. Allegheny today is going to be that opponent that they need to get past to continue rolling with that streak. Allegheny had a tough loss last week. They lost to Wittenberg by just 3 points. Wittenberg ranked 6th in the country at the time. So a tough loss for Allegheny, but a good test for the Spartans today.
And when you think of Allegheny, you think of really one guy, and he lines up under center. He's their 3-year starting quarterback. Yeah,
TJ Solopek will be the quarterback today. He has 9 touchdowns on the season, completing about 65% of his passes, and he finds different receivers. 4 receivers have 10-plus catches on the year. 8 receivers total for Allegheny have a catch so far early in the season for the Gators.
For Case, it's a new era. Dan Whalen, their All-America quarterback, has graduated. And when you look at Case now, everything kind of moves through, or at least they'd like it to move through, their wide receiver, Zach Hommel.
Yeah, it's his team now. He has to be the leader. He is the senior. He has 26 catches on the year, over 300 yards receiving. He's a playmaker. He makes the big catches that really get that team going offensively. And for Case, he is the leader on and off the field, is Zach Hommel.
Case is 3-0. Allegheny is 2-1. It is set to be a great Division III college football matchup. It's homecoming weekend here at Case, and Spartans football is next. Ryan Ziff with the opening kickoff to Case's Brian Metalsitz. And Metalsitz puts Case in great field position at their own 35-yard line. Allegheny won the toss. They elected to defer to the second half. They'll have the ball to start the second half. So Case will start on offense to open this Division III college football matchup here at Case Field on a very wet, very cold, and very gray Saturday afternoon in downtown Cleveland. Under center for Case, it's a brand new name, Joey Baum. He'll be in the shotgun. And Joey will start this Case offense with a run up the middle. Derek Bush with the ball for Case, and Bush is going to gain about 3 yards. I say a different name, Ed, because for the last 4 years here at Case, it has been Dan Whalen under center. We'll take a look at that Case offense. Along that offensive line, there is one change at center. Andy Burkbild is the backup center, a 6'1", 260-pound sophomore. He is filling in for Michael Allen today, their starting center, who is injured. So we'll watch that on the wet turf, the center quarterback exchange with a rookie center in there. Case 2nd and 7, opening possession of this football game, and Baum's first pass of the afternoon, and it's a complete one to his wideout, Sean Nicely.
That's just a basic little 6-yard out pad, and that's what you're going to see this year out of Case. They don't do anything fancy. It's very controlled against a very dominating Allegheny defense.
Let's look at that defense. The one to watch is number 2 at the bottom of the screen, Sid Vaqueros. He is like a Troy Polamalu for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You'll see him lined up everywhere. He really runs the field well. Case on 3rd and 1. They'll hand it off, and they'll get the first down. Derek Bush with a nice push. On the left side of that offensive line, it's Marcus Kluzinski and Tony Opperman, and that's where Bush went.
What we saw last week in those situations, 3rd and very short, Case would go unbalanced with 6 offensive linemen. They'd bring in an extra tight end and go full house backfield to pick up the yardage. Today, more of a spread pro set offense to pick up that 3rd and 1.
You will see them go with 6 down linemen as well again today, and it will appear as a double tight end set as Bush wiggles his way out of trouble, gets back to the line of scrimmage, picks up maybe a yard. But it, in fact, won't be a double tight end set. They'll have an extra offensive lineman out there. It's a new look that Coach Debelak has liked so far.
And it's been very effective, especially in 3rd and under 3. The power formation allows them to use the 6 big horses up front. They bring in 2 big fullbacks to lead the way, and then either Bush or Deitman carry the football for the first down.
So it's a 2nd and 9 situation for Case. Joey Baum, the 6'1" senior quarterback out of Walsh Jesuit High School. Little flare near the Case sideline. They'll cross midfield and get inside Allegheny territory. Billy Deitman on the reception. Deitman coming out of the backfield, the senior out of Menor High School.
What I like about this play is as soon as Deitman catches the football, it's right upfield. There's no dancing, no looking. Deitman caught it in space and went straight upfield to get as much yardage as possible to create that 3rd and 5.
Case with their second third down possession of this opening drive. It's Baum. He'll roll right. He'll go right. And he's got a receiver and he's got a first down. Zach Homick, who Ed talked about in the pregame, with a big third down reception.
Now, Homick is in the top 15 in the country in terms of receptions per game. He's 28th in the country in terms of yards per game at the Division III level. So where Case is used to having a quarterback with those rankings, again, we talked about it, it's the senior wide receiver that's carrying the load for Case Western and making the national.
Case with a good balance this year. They've got nearly 600 yards rushing and just over 700 yards passing, and this opening drive has been an example of that balance.
Well, last week they had 34 offensive first down plays, and they were split. I think it was 16 and 18 in terms of pass versus run. So it's not something they get into a pattern on. Very balanced, very controlled. It's not wide open as the Dan Whalen era was.
They'll pass on this one with a 4 wide receiver set. A screen, it's set up nicely. Deitman with it, crosses the 35, and he's wrestled all the way inside the 29-yard line.
Well, that's 2 screen passes that we've seen here in the first drive for Case, and that's an indication of a very aggressive front line, front 7 for Allegheny, and Case is looking to slow that down, make those linebackers take a step back, or even the defensive back step back and not come up on the box. Case has executed that screen pass twice very effectively.
They needed 11, they got 10. Jermaine Mitchell, the nose tackle for Allegheny, helped them out with a couple extra yards. It's Deitman again, left side, and he's got the first down, and there's a penalty flag in the middle of the field, though.
On the inside, it's either going to be Opperman or Birkenbeil going to get called for the hold.
So that will negate the first down run by Billy Deitman, and Case will face a 3rd and 11 situation. Coming into this football game today, Case is 3-0. Allegheny is 2-1. Case coming off a blowout win over North Coast Athletic Conference opponent Denison, 37-7 a week ago here. And Allegheny comes in with a heartbreaking loss. They took the number 6 ranked team in the country, Wittenberg, at Wittenberg, all the way to the end, only to come up a 3-point loser, 24-21.
That was a game that Allegheny actually led 14-10 in the 3rd quarter.
Opening drive of the game for Case. They need 11. They'll go over the middle, and they've got a receiver and a first down.
That's Brian Webster with the catch, Ron, right over the middle, and that's not a place on the field that Brian Webster usually works. Webster is the outside guy, usually a first down maker. Instead, he's up the seam, catches it on the hash marks, and Case moves the chains with the impressive catch by the small Brian Webster, 5'9", 170 pounds.
This drive started at the 35 of Case. It is now inside the 20. Derek Bush with the handoff, and Bush will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. One of the things that the coaching staff really likes about their new quarterback, and it's interesting to refer to Joey Baum as a new quarterback because he's a 4-year senior, but when you play behind Dan Whalen, you're a new quarterback when Whalen graduates, is that he makes good decisions. He throws the ball to where the coaches direct him to throw the ball. And what they mean by that is, you know, Dan was so talented that a lot of times he would improvise. And Joey Baum sticks to the game plan and does a nice job, and they're very pleased with his start to this football season. Baum will throw it, and he'll throw it to Webster inside the 5. And Case will move the football about 9 more yards.
Well, coming into the season, Joey Baum on the year was a 70% career passer in the backup role for 3 years. He's now over 73% for this season. So again, it goes back to that controlled passing game. And there, more of Brian Webster, but Webster this time working on the outside, much more comfortable for Webster to work out of that slot and work to the outside.
Case with the 11 touchdowns in 3 games this year. They're knocking on the door again. It's Deitman inside the 5 down to the 2.
They're going to measure this, Ron. They think it's close enough for a first down. Case could turn it over and look at a 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
There's a good shot of that senior quarterback, Joey Baum, number 6, and there's a good shot of the measurement. It was 3rd and less than a yard. Football doesn't look too wet. It's rained most of the day today, and there's a slight mist falling right now, and it is a first down. There is weather moving in. Some of the Case folks told us that when we got that break, the sun almost came out for a brief moment there. They said that it wouldn't last long, that there is rain coming from the west, and so this game could be played by midway through this first half in a rainstorm. We'll have to wait and see how it happens. But Case inside the 3-yard line, opening drive with a chance to hit the scoreboard first. And the ball off to the fullback, and he is stuck at the line of scrimmage.
That's Christian Anderson. Anderson was a guy they used last week and even a couple of weeks ago against Rochester as well. He's taken over that role that Corey Checken played, looking for that couple of those yards, real tough yards inside the tackles, and Anderson there not able to move the pile, but that's a Corey Checken-like play design.
And we've got a flag on the field. It will go against Case. The second penalty of this drive for Case.
Illegal substitution for Case.
5-yard penalty. There's Coach Devilack, their screen left. There's his senior quarterback, Joey Baum. Case has scored 6 touchdowns by the run, 5 by the pass this year. It is a 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. This one will be from the run again, and it's Derek Bush with the football. And Allegheny's front 3 have really stepped up and stuffed this run.
Well, against a quick, slanting, aggressive defense, a stretch play like that is a tough call in that the Allegheny defense is going to find the holes in that offensive line as they pull out to lead the play, and Allegheny tracked it down, and Bush was stuck in the backfield.
Case has called a timeout. Baum came out of that huddle, took a look at what he had, decided the matchups weren't right, so he'll take a timeout. A shot of the Case sideline with head coach Greg Devilack. Devilack in his 7th season here at Case. He is the school's all-time winningest football coach.
Yeah, 47 wins, 20 losses. And this is, again, Ron, over the last 3 seasons, 3 perfect regular seasons, 1 and 3 in the postseason, but that's 31 and 3, plus you add on the 3 this year and the 1 to close out the 06 season. That's 34 in a row in the regular season, 35 and 3 in the last 38 for Case Western.
That Allegheny defense comes out trying to make a very important stop here. In the first 3 games of the season, Allegheny shut out Bethany, gave up 27 points against Carnegie Mellon, and then gave up 24 a week ago against Wittenberg.
So total defense, Allegheny is ranked 33rd in the country in total defense. So not a team that gives up a lot of yards.
Third and goal from the 10 for Case, opening drive. Baum looks to the middle, touchdown Spartans.
Zach Homick steps in, picks up his 4th touchdown of the season. Homick passed the 2,000 yards in his career mark last week. Now near 2,100 career yards for Homick. Nothing fancy, just a little inside pass. Baum 2-step drop and fired it on the numbers to Homick for the touchdown.
Sam Coffey will line up to kick the point after touchdown. Movement along the line, the snap's back, and Coffey adds to his career total of points after touchdowns. And Case is on the board first. With 8 minutes left to play in this opening quarter, the Spartans up a touchdown.
Homick on the left side. 2 steps down the field, 3 steps in. And some confusion in the secondary as Homick managed to get wide open at the goal line. The defense for Allegheny very soft on the outstanding receiver, Zach Homick.
That opening drive went 65 yards. It took
officially took
just over
7 minutes, 15 plays, 65 yards, 7 minutes exactly for Case. And Joey Baum on the drive, 7 of 7 for 75 yards.
Well, he is throwing at a 71% completion percentage so far this season, so he was even better than that, which is hard to beat.
Well, and what's maybe more impressive, Ron, they overcame 2 key penalties in that drive as well. A 10-yard holding and a 5-yard illegal substitution call. Not rattled. 15 plays down the field on the Allegheny Gators.
Coffey will kick it off for Case, and this will be Allegheny's first opportunity to bring out their offense. They'll fake the reverse. Case does a nice job of staying in their lanes on their kickoff coverage team, and they had plenty of defenders on the far side of this football field to stop the opening kickoff for Allegheny. So that Gator offense will come out, and it is an offense that puts points on the board. Their leader is their quarterback. See him in your shot there, TJ Salopek, a 3-year starter, a transfer from Mercyhurst. So he started at a Division I college, transferred out, came to Allegheny, and has been a very, very important factor in the success of this football team. They'll open it with a pass, and they'll pick up a quick 11 yards.
Salopek averaging over 220 yards passing per game, and Allegheny not afraid to put it up. They put it up about 30 times per contest so far here in 2010.
David Strouser brought that one, and Strouser is a converted quarterback himself. When Salopek came into the fold at Allegheny, Strouser and Salopek, both seniors, David said, well, I'll switch to wideout. It'll keep me on the field, and he's done a nice job out there.
As the leading receiver on this team now with 16 catches on the season.
Oh, but I need to do something.
Brian Tamberlin with the football, loses the football. And there is a big pile up just outside the 35-yard line. Allegheny thinks they have it.
That ball was on the turf for a long time, and there were a lot of blue shirts around it. Case not able to come up with it. In fact, around the last 2 games for Case, the opening kickoff had gone to the opponent, and they had fumbled it. Here, just gets smacked away. That looked like
Jacob Adams reached in and
yeah,
knocked that out of Tamberlin's
and you
hand.
see 6 blue shirts there. Not able to come up with the football. Terry Hartford, I believe, recovered it for Allegheny, the wide receiver.
They'll go to the ground again, and again they won't get much yardage.
And Michael Harris for Case up front, the defensive tackle with the stop. Harris from nearby Shaker Heights.
Case runs that 4-2-5 defensive set.
Yeah, Mike Fioramonte is that linebacker hybrid. He'll drop back into coverage, but he'll come up and support the run as well. So he's that rover linebacker, strong safety position. That's really a key to that kind of defense.
That front 4 very young. 2 juniors, 2 sophomores along that Case front. It's 3rd and 1. Salopek in the shotgun. Quick pass, it's complete. And Allegheny will move the football. David Strouser once again on the reception. You know, one of the things that when Case looks at Salopek, as you see Salopek here, they see a lot of Dave Whalen, or Dan Whalen, I mean. They see a lot of Dan Whalen and TJ Salopek. And they see a guy who can create both with his arm and with his leg, would rather pass the ball, but is very effective at tucking it and running with it too. So he's definitely the person that Case needs to stop in order to be successful here today. Salopek's under center. Tamberlin, actually it's not Tamberlin with the carry that time. It was Sean Acosta.
And that play went,
Acosta, a freshman for Allegheny.
That play went for no gain because what you saw was Adam Watson, the defensive end, come in, take on that pulling guard, really stand him up, make Acosta make a move one way or the other. He cut back into traffic. Case defense was there to bring him down. So even though Watson didn't make the tackle, had a very smart play in the ability to stand up that guard.
Allegheny total offense this year after 3 games, averaging 328. Mixed up in the backfield, ball's loose, and Case comes up with it.
They wanted to run an end around and then the reverse off of that, and the little flip fell to the ground, and Case this time pounced on it.
It's a great shot of their defensive coordinator, Marcus Mukala.
Acosta went to flip it to the outside. I think he was looking for Terry Hartford. Hartford couldn't hold on to it, and all the blue shirts were there for Case.
Jacob Adams came up with it, and he'll set his offense up very nicely. Case
now,
with their second possession of the afternoon, Ed.
And now +3 on the season in turnovers.
Inside the 40 of Allegheny. Baum will roll right, he's got pressure. He'll tuck, he'll run, he'll pick up 2 as he steps out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Again, you saw that smart decision-making of Joey Baum. Didn't try to force it when he got to the outside, recognized that he could get positive yardage on the play, picked up a couple of yards, but again, moved it forward on first down when it wasn't there. He rolls out, checked down, nothing there, and then just ran away from the defense and got as much as he could to set up a 2nd and 8.
Billy Deitman, the lone back in the backfield, along with Joey Baum. Right now, Deitman is on his right hip, and now he'll switch to his left.
Holmick in the slot and nobody over the middle for Allegheny.
Baum looks left. And he's got a complete pass out to Sean nicely. Nicely, the senior out of Willoughby South. It seems like we'll mention Willoughby South and Menor more than a few occasions today. It will be the case because Coach Debelak, a Menor grad, a lot of the guys on the staff are from that side of town, and they do very well recruiting the Rebels of South and the Cardinals of Menor.
Yeah, the Lake County pipeline has been very effective for Case over the last 5 years or so, both offense and defensively. Again, Adam Watson defensively from Menor as well.
Case with another first down. They'll try the run left side. Trying to keep it balanced. It's always good to keep that defense honest.
Well, as we mentioned, Allegheny very aggressive, very quick on that defensive front 7, and they run a 3-4 set, so they can go sideline to sideline very quickly. The way you slow that down is, again, keep it balanced, look downfield, look underneath, look to the left, look to the right, pass, run. Mix it up so that they can't key on one aspect of your offense.
2nd and 10 from the 26. Case up 7-0 on a 10-yard touchdown pass from Baum to Hommick. Baum over the middle to Webster at the 20-yard line.
Allegheny had 6 defensive backs in the game there, and as the receivers ran the defenders off, Brian Webster came down, circled underneath, sat down about 6 yards downfield, found a hole in the zone, and made the reception.
Well, Ed, another thing that this Case coaching staff likes about Joey Baum is he'll take what the defense gives him, and that was a great example of it. You said they had 6 dropped back, so they took the pass underneath, and Baum saw it, took it, and it was complete. 3rd and 4, he's in trouble.
See, in that case, Allegheny made the adjustment. They brought 2 defensive backs off the right side of the formation. Case was powered the other way, and all Case had to do, Billy Deitman had one body to pick up 2 players and not able to make that block.
Sid Vaqueros and Eddie Blacka came in to sack Baum that time for Allegheny. There's a look at Eddie Blacka, a 6'1 senior out of McKeesport High School in White Oak, Pennsylvania. Allegheny from Meadville, Pennsylvania. And Case will line it up for a field goal. This one will be a 46-yard Coffee. The snap's down, the kick is up, and the kick is no good.
Just
Boy, it looks great.
Yeah, just to the left. That would have been a career long, I believe, for Coffee from 46.
45 is his career long, so he would have indeed set a personal standard there. So Allegheny dodges a bullet as their turnover gave Case great field possession, but that sack by Vaqueros really took the Spartans out of field goal range. So there's your quarterback, TJ Salopek. He'll come out for his 2nd possession. Salopek from North Huntington, Pennsylvania, Norwin High School there. Again, a transfer from Mercyhurst. Started his college career on the Division I level. Handoff that doesn't get much
Rich Doolin truly disrupted that play to start with. Doolin from his defensive end position knifed in on the inside of the tackle and was there to really break up the play before it could get started.
Tamberlin, the ball carrier, is the top rusher for Allegheny after 3 games. Nearly 200 yards, 193 on 49 carries.
Short of stature, he can get lost behind that big offensive line. He only goes 5'6".
5'6", 180, he's a load. Pump fake, pass across the middle, and Terry Hartford will catch and run with it.
Kerry Dieter made that nice open field tackle for Case there as Hartford came across the field on the drag route and just kept going, never really turned it upfield, and it was up to Dieter to prevent him from turning the corner. Dieter did a nice job going low and bringing him down.
We talked about the balanced offense for Case. When you look at Allegheny, it's really not a balanced offense. They like to pass the ball. They're not afraid to let everybody know that they're going to pass the ball. They've got nearly 700 yards passing and just over 300 rushing, and they'll throw it again. This one deep, down the field, position over the middle. A great play! An unbelievable tip play, that time by Kerry Dieter.
Well, that was the third player in the pass pattern, and Dieter stayed with him. He stayed with David Strauser all the way down the field. As Salopek checked down, Strauser ran deep, and Dieter stayed with him and made a great play, tipping the football, and then almost came up with the interception as he knocked it around.
So on Grader's defensive stop, Case will get it back. And running with it out of bounds is Dan Calabrese.
And Calabrese
inside the 30.
He's a fearless return guy, Ron. We've seen him over the last couple of games. He'll pick a ball up in situations where you wouldn't expect a punt return man to control the football. And Calabrese will take some chances returning kicks, but more often than not, he gets positive yards and sets Case up in solid field position.
Ed, Case has done an outstanding job this season with starting quickly. They have outscored their opponents in the first quarter this year 35-0. And with 48 seconds left in this opening quarter, they're on their way to another good start. Baum with a tough pass, and he gets it out. And it's complete just in front of that Case bench to Zach Hommick.
Well, we talked about efficiency for Joey Baum, and again, taking what the defense gives him, and he's 10 for 10 on the game today, Ron. Has not thrown an incomplete pass in the first quarter.
He'll set up in the shotgun again. The lone back in the backfield will be Deitman. 15 seconds, this will be the last play of the opening quarter. Deitman will get the handoff, and Billy Deitman tripped up just past the 35. He'll be a yard short, and we will head to the second quarter with Case up 7-0 as this clock is about to wind down. So after one quarter of play here at Case Field, it's the Spartans 7, the Gators of Allegheny 0. And we'll be back with the start of the second quarter right after this break. Case lines up for a 3rd and 1 situation, less than a yard. This year, they are 15 of 38 in third down conversion rates.
Here's that 6 lineman set we talked about, Rod. There are 7 front linemen. One is the tight end, Bryce Coleman, on the far side of the field. But there are 6 linemen in the ball game for Case right now.
And a full house backfield. They'll try the right side. They've got the first down and a little more. Derek Bush kicked it outside. Picked up not only a yard, but got about 10 more inside the 50-yard line.
Well, I watched Tony Opperman get out there and lead the way and turn the corner. Trevor Labarge with a nice seal block, and Bush was able to pick up 10 yards on that 3rd and short.
Labarge, the 215-pound fullback, with that great block, as Ed pointed out, to seal the corner and allowed his teammate to pick up that first down. Case will stay on the ground across midfield.
They went unbalanced again, Ron, this time to the left, and they ran behind that power with Bill Deitman.
Billy Deitman, a senior out of Menor High School, coming into today's game with 212 yards rushing on the ground. He is Case's top rushers so far. Derek Bush not far behind with a 150.
Deitman had a career day in week 1 against John Carroll.
They're a good counterbalance. Bush had 3 touchdowns last week in the win a week ago against Denison. So it'll be Baum to throw. He'll look near the near sideline towards the Case bench. And Zach Homick is there for the reception.
And another first down. Exactly. It's, again, a controlled offense. And for folks that are used to seeing a wide open offense from Case over the last few years, Baum will simply take this team down the field in a very West Coast offense style, Ron.
Well, here are the exact quotes from Coach Devilack about Joey Baum. Makes quick decisions, takes what's there, throws on time.
And 11-11 in the football game today, 105 yards. And now Case has to take another timeout as they were late getting a player on the field. I think that was Brian Webster was late getting on the field.
So the Spartans will come to the near sideline and huddle up around their head coach, Greg Devilack. It is homecoming weekend here at the campus of Case Western Reserve. Lots of fun activities have been planned all weekend long. Not even the rain will damper the spirits of the Spartans on homecoming weekend.
No, and for the students that don't want to come out and actually sit in the seats, they'll enjoy the view from the dorms that circle the campus here. And we saw that a couple of weeks ago in the John Carroll game. That lights on throughout as it was a night game and almost like your private suite as opposed to coming and sitting in the seats.
An absolute beautiful setting. Case with the football. Once again in Allegheny territory. This is the 3rd possession that the Spartans have moved inside the 50 of the Gators.
Well, we're just into the 2nd quarter, Ron, and Case has already run 25 offensive plays, and they have a total of 121 yards in offense. For Allegheny, they've run 9 offensive plays for 24 yards.
Bush with the football, and Bush is stacked up quickly by that Gator defense.
It was intended to go outside, and Bush had a little bit of a seal right off the tackle, tried to cut it up the middle and ran into the middle of that Gator defense.
This is a stingy Allegheny defense. They allow only 255 yards in total offense per game so far this year. So while they've been scored upon, the yardage numbers aren't exactly big. Baum, little flare. Deitman fumbled it, but I believe the ground caused the fumble. Actually, Derek Bush with the football.
The Baum did a nice job there as the defense pressured him in his face. Just lobbed it right over the top. Allowed Bush to catch it in space on the run. Well,
but his knee may have been down.
It had been very close, though.
Yeah, the ground did not cause that fumble, as you saw with that great replay shot. So it's 3rd and long for Case. Baum to throw again, and Homick with a great catch at the 25-yard line.
And to move the chains once again. Case converting on 3rd downs now. 7 of 8 in the football game on 3rd down. And for a defense, that's just as demoralizing as it is uplifting for a Case offense. If they can't get off the field, and this Case defense just keeps pounding them, or offense just keeps pounding them down the field, time of possession now is over 12 minutes for Case. We've only played 15 minutes of football so far.
Spartans with a little reverse. And this one is defended very nicely by the Gators of Allegheny. Staying calm and coming up to make that tackle, Sid Vaqueros. We said number 2 would be a guy we called a lot so far today, and he certainly has been.
Well, and he pursued that from the backside as well, Ron. He ran down Metalsitz as he was looking to come up all the way across the field, and he may have gotten a piece of the face mask as he brought in Metalsitz behind the line of scrimmage.
2nd and long, as you can see, just underway here in the 2nd quarter. We've got a holding call behind Baum as he ran to his right. This one's going to go against Case.
It's going to be on backup center, Andrew Berkebile. As he was trying to create some space for Joey Baum. He got his left arm outside. He got called for the hook.
Well, this is the second straight possession where Case has sniffed the 20 and then had a big play that has taken them out of.
Holding, offense number 71. That penalty is declined. Third down.
That's an interesting call. If you accept the penalty, you back them up 10 more yards. It takes Case all the way back to the 36-yard line. It's still second down, but nonetheless, they're back to the 36. Now you give a team that's shown so far that they can complete third down and long, third down and 10, in this case third and 12, an opportunity with the football at the 26. And if they don't get it, they've still got a decent shot at a field goal.
Exactly. 6 more yards, and you're really in comfortable range for Sam Coffey. Blitz coming.
Baum will throw it to Homick, immediately tackled at the 24-yard line. Coming up, making that hip is Craig Stam, the cornerback for Allegheny.
You know, down low went Stam, and that's about the only way you're going to be able to tackle Homick on a first contact is to go down at his knees like that. You try to get him up around his shoulders, and Homick is just too big. He'll run through that kind of tackle.
So Coffey will come in. This will be a 39-yard field goal, missed from 46 yards. This one is down, and it is also wide to the left. So Case has left 6 points on the field so far this afternoon as Coffey is 0 for 2 in field goal attempts.
And the way the Case offense is moving, this is eerily similar to what happened in the John Carroll game, Ron. They went up and down the field on Carroll. They had opportunities, not necessarily in the red zone, but opportunities to put points on the board. They went 20-20 all night on the Blue Streaks and just could never really pull away till late in the fourth quarter. Same thing here. Offensively, they've gone up and down the field.
Nice shot of the stands here at the Village at 115. That's what they refer to Case Field. Allegheny on offense. Nice run that time. They call it the Village at 115 because it's East 115th Street. And the Village, of course, is right there, the 7 dormitories that circle this field. Over 800 undergrad students call this place home. Great setting. Quick hitter. And another first down or close to it for Allegheny.
That's Rob Carlisle, the tight end. Released off the line. Little delay pattern for Carlisle. Sat down, picked up 8 on the catch. You know, and to finish your thought about the whole area over here, Ron, as we see Carlisle with the catch and the spin back to the middle, pick up an extra 5 yards. The baseball and softball fields are also over here, recently renovated for Case as well. A new field house is in the works, allowing students on this side of town, or this side of campus, to have phys ed and exercise and weight room facilities available to them.
Handoff goes to the first back through. They'll push the pile and get a first down as Allegheny inches towards midfield.
That's that big fullback, Tim Worley. Worley is 5'8", 214 pounds. And when he gets his shoulder pads over his knees, it's hard to bring him down.
The backs, the 4 Allegheny Gators who carry the football the most, are not exactly tall. 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", and 5'9". Short, low to the ground, but with great power.
And that offensive line is averaging 6 foot 258 today, but they're missing their big left guard, who is 6'4", 360 pounds.
So TJ Salopek, the outstanding quarterback for Allegheny, throws one deep down the middle, and great coverage that time by Case. It's Stephen Roby.
Well, Salopek had to get rid of the ball faster than he wanted to. Case brought the blitz. Jake Adams came in really untouched and was in Salopek's face as he released it down the field.
That's one of the benefits of having your dorm room near the football field. You could sit in the stands and get cold and wet if you wanted to, or you could tailgate just outside your building and head back inside and watch outside your dorm room window when it gets cold and rainy. Second and long, nice opening hit that time, but a nice spin. And Allegheny gets the ball all the way to the 50-yard line.
Lucas Asala with a big hit up front and not able to get his arms locked around. I believe Tamberlin.
Strong
right
run.
There.
Yep.
And then, but he held on, did Sasala, and allowed his teammates to collapse down a gain of only 4 yards.
Sasala, a 5'9", 200-pound senior. Tanning, Pennsylvania.
His brother Lee Sasala was a 3-year starter here at Case Western.
You can hear the chant of defense coming from the home crowd. Here comes the blitz again, pass over the middle. And Case is really making it hard on TJ Salopek.
Again, they brought the blitz and dropped 5 into coverage. Nobody underneath, and Salopek threw it into triple coverage. Case with a nice defensive stand.
So Allegheny will punt, and they'll do it with one of the best punters in the nation in Division III right now, Andrew DeYoung. Actually, he leads the nation, averaging nearly 45 yards per punt. And this one almost checks out at the 3-yard line. Didn't kick to the right, kick to the left, and the difference is 17 yards. Instead of Case starting at their own 3, they'll get the ball at the 20.
Officially it'll be a 49-yard kick with a net of 29.
Coach Debs will send his Spartan offensive unit back out onto the football field. Ed, you pointed out they've done a great job of moving the football so far in this first half of this Division III matchup, but have only come away with 7 points.
Well, and 31 offensive plays, and they've only put up 136 yards in offense, so 4.4 yards per play.
And there is nowhere to run for Derek Bush.
This Allegheny defense only gives up 255 yards per game. And when you start having plays like that, now you're in trouble. You're at 2nd and long. It shrinks the playbook and the options available.
Case with one of their offensive linemen coming off the field.
That's Berkebile.
Berkebile, the backup center to begin with. So Case is going to go to their 3rd center.
Actually, that's Mike Allen coming into the game.
Allen's coming back in. He did not start today. The Case staff said he was injured. They were going to keep him out, but you're right, Ed. That is Michael Allen, their starter.
Well, and Allen played most of last year with a cast on his left hand. So he's used to playing with a little bit of bumps and bruises.
Case will go to the shotgun. 2nd and long, they need 13. Webster with it, and immediately tackled. Pick up about 4.
And Case is seeing something offensively from their perspective that they haven't faced against the defense this year, and that's a defense that tackles on first contact. We saw that against Rochester and against John Carroll and against Denison last week. This Case was able to have huge yards after contact. Today, Allegheny doing a nice job shutting that down.
And with a defense like that, you just have to make sure offensively you remain very deliberate and very patient. Coming in for the sack for Allegheny that time, coming in and getting Baum in the backfield, was John Douglas.
And that's a coverage sack. Baum check down, and finally Douglas was there to put him on the ground.
So it's now 4th and 12, and Case will punt it. Daniel Vassell will come in to punt for Case. He'll stand at his own 5. This is Vassell's first punt of the afternoon. Allegheny will get great field position. Vassell with a low bouncing kick and a great coverage tackle that time for Case. Coming up and making a great hit was Dan Calabrese.
Now Hartford fielded that kick on the bounce, scooped it up, looked like it was going to get set to run, and as soon as he put his hands around it, did Hartford. There was Calabrese and just wrapped his arm around his waist, spun him down for no yards on the return.
Salopek will bring his Gators out of their sideline huddle and send them onto the field. They run a no-huddle a lot. We've seen it so far this first half. There's the senior, the Gator on his left shoulder. 664 yards passing in 3 games. Quick little dump out in the flat. Big yardage. Tamberlin all the way down inside the 20.
Well, Salopek beat the Case blitz, and he threw it right to where the Case had brought 2 defenders off what would have been his right side. And Tamberlin was right there to haul in wide open, nobody in the shot. And then just took off downfield. You see Sasala there trying to knock the ball loose. for Tamberlin is finally brought down.
Tamberlin again. Tried to get out of a tackle at the 15, couldn't. James Wodeka for 37 in your shot there with the tackle for Case. Wodeka, one of the seniors out of West Lafayette, Indiana. Majoring in engineering. Case, one of the most recognized engineering schools in the country. Second and long, it's Tamberlin with great pressure in the backfield. That Case defensive front just pushed and knocked that Allegheny offensive line right off the football.
Yeah, Adam Watson was there, Rich Doolin, Michael Harris knifing through. You see him come right through as the line opens up on the pulling guard situation, and nowhere to go as Case defense was almost waiting for the handoff. Watson, 6'1", 210-pound sophomore. Another Lake County product, Watson from Mentor, Ohio.
Third and long for Salopek.
5 defensive backs in the ballgame for Case.
4 receivers in the set. They'll look right, he's got a man, and it's a first down. Boy, he made that one look easy. David Strauser draws it in. That was a quick hitter that was exactly what they needed. Beautiful pass.
Well, Strauser did a nice job of making sure he put his foot down before he went out of bounds. Hauled it in, and then boom, dropped the feet right there as he went out of bounds.
So the Gator drive continues. A big play, a little swing pass to Tamberlin that went for about 40 yards, got inside the Case 20, and now they're inside the 10. Tamberlin with it again, and he's going to be run out of bounds.
Watson again forced it wide. Harris forced it wide, finally run out of bounds. Calabrese over there for Case. James Wodeka as well. But watch Watson off the end here. Takes on 2 blockers and then still forces them outside before Wodeka and Calabrese run him out of bounds.
Allegheny has scored 11 touchdowns in 3 games. 9 of them have come from the pass.
Yeah, David Tate, the backup running back, the only Allegheny player with a rushing touchdown.
Salopek to the end zone, in and out of the hands. Terry Hartford couldn't bring it in. Nice pressure that time by Michael Firamonti.
That's a tough throw. You're going to your left, you have to throw it back across your body, and that ball should have been caught though, Ron. That ball was right in Hartford's hands.
Firamonti was 25 in coverage.
Statistically, Allegheny, numbers-wise, looks like they have a balanced offense, but most of those yards rushing came in week 1 as they were up 28-0, and they had a big lead on Carnegie Mellon as well, so they ran out the clock against those 2 teams.
They need 10, and they won't get it.
Doolin, Harris, English, Watson, the front 4 for Case with a huge push.
Well, you'll watch the pocket collapse quickly here.
They didn't really have time to set up. He planted his feet and immediately had to step up into the pocket because of the pressure. And it was all with the front 4. Case dropped 7 into coverage.
Ryan Ziff will line up a 29-yard field goal. Case has missed 2 field goals. Ziff's first attempt is good. So from 29 yards out with 3 minutes left in the first half, the Gators of Allegheny are on the board.
Officially, it'll be an 8-play, 43-yard drive for Allegheny as they get on the board first. And Ziff now 3 of 6 on field goals for Allegheny this season. He had a 48-yarder a couple of weeks ago against Carnegie Mellon, Ron.
Well, one of the great strengths of this Allegheny team is their special teams. Their punter leads the nation with a 45-yard average, and Ziff, very accurate and very long, as you pointed out. I watched in pregame as Ziff kicked consistently good from 44 yards, backed it up to 50 yards, and was a little short from 50, but was very, very accurate from about 44 yards. So he is definitely a threat, especially if this is a close football game.
Well, and Sam Coffey also has the leg. Coffey's just been off the mark twice today, including a 46-yarder.
Case will receive. Its medal sits. And the Spartans will once again have good field possession.
Just under 3 minutes to work. Case has just one timeout left, though, Ron. They've had to use a couple earlier in the second quarter for sets they didn't like when they came out of the huddle.
It's a cold, gray, rainy day here at Case Field. First Saturday in October. Rain has been light, just a mist. Really hasn't affected the game much. Case inside 3 minutes. Oh, and that was a dangerous pass that almost got picked off.
It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. It looked like just enough to slow it down. And for Case, lucky they went to the right side of the formation with that throw, as Allegheny was bringing the blitz from Baum's backside.
Here you'll get a look at it.
Just enough.
Travis Wilkins almost came up to pick that off, and if he would have been able to get to that, he had wide open space.
Douglas did a nice job getting his hands on the football.
So it's 2nd and 7. Baum with time. And a nice possession pass to his tailback out of the backfield, Billy Dykeman.
Joey Baum is now 17 of 18 in the contest, right?
Case is up 7-3. Baum with a great catch near the Case sideline. It's Sean Nicely.
And when your receivers start making catches like that, as a quarterback, you pick up the confidence. And as a wide receiver, you start gaining confidence as well, as you believe you can start making those kinds of catches.
Allegheny has called a timeout. Case was running their own version of the no-huddle offense there. Of course, time is of the essence for the Spartans right now as we're approaching the 2-minute mark in this opening half. Watch how the ball is thrown, I believe, to the outside shoulder of Nicely, and he had to make the adjustment in midair to spin around, catch that on the outside, and then have the presence of mind, Ed, to come down and get his feet in bounds, because didn't know exactly where he'd be landing and was able to not only make the great catch but stay in bounds.
Well, it initially looked like that Baum may have wanted Amick on the wheel route, the out and up, and then changed his mind at the last second and hit Nicely, who was in the same area.
Allegheny 2-1, their only loss to Wittenberg, ranked 6th in the country, in a tight game that Allegheny actually led in the fourth quarter. Joey Baum, the senior quarterback for Case, has led his Spartans to a 3-0 mark to start this 2010 campaign.
Allegheny showing blitz off the top of the screen.
Quick rush, quick pass out to Hammock with space. Hammock defends, and he's going to go in for almost a touchdown. I thought one more spin, Ed, and he was in. Zach Hammock with a great run after catch.
He got caught back as he came back into the middle of the field and got caught in the wash, as every player for Case, I think, was downfield blocking for him. A couple of nice blocks to lead the way. And then this spin right back into the middle. He runs into Berkebile and then gets tangled up, I think, with Marcus Kuzinski's feet as he cut back to the middle of the field.
Well, Cullen Dolan, the right tackle, you'll see him come right there, 59, makes a great block. He made a great block that got an extra 15 yards for Zach Hammock. Dolan, a 6'3" sophomore out of Brother Rice High School in Chicago. Case Field home crowd wants a touchdown.
And Hammock is also a Chicago native.
Zach Hammock from St. Ignatius Prep High School in Chicago. Here you get a good look at the sky today. It's a gray sky. Not exactly the beauty of homecoming weekend that you'd like, but nonetheless, when you've got a team that's won 34 straight regular season games, any homecoming weekend is one to look forward to.
Unbalanced again for Case. 6 offensive linemen in the game. Marcus Kuzinski is eligible at the right tight end position.
It's Labarge first back, Deitman in the eye.
Coleman is the tight end on the wing.
One receiver, it's Hommick, top of the screen. Deitman with it, tripped. He was actually literally tripped.
Surprised that Case ran away from the power in that formation, Ron. They loaded up everybody to the right side, and then they ran Deitman off the weak side, backside, left side of that formation.
Well, maybe that was a setup play. The offensive coordinator here at Case, Derek Slesh. Slesh's 7th year. He has been the offensive coordinator for all of Coach Debelak's 7 years as head coach. You see that offensive huddle for Case. Debs has been here 10 years, 7 as a head coach. The young ladies of Case who have braved the weather put on their hoodies. Is that the Phi Mu sorority I see? You know, one of the great things about this Case team is their coaching staff. These guys have been together for a long time. 3 of them, Ileano and McCalla, have been together along with Coach Debs for 10 years. All 10 years that Debs has been here, they've been here as well.
And they've taken this team that was a perennial 3-6, 3-7 team to a national contender.
Baum under center. Deitman in the backfield. Baum's going to throw it. He's going to look. He's going to go back of the end zone. And Nicely couldn't quite come down with it.
Well, Baum had his choices. He had Nicely, Hommick, and Coleman all outside the numbers. And he looked for Nicely in the back of the end zone.
Or he could have run it. I think he had 3 shots at it. I think he could have tucked and run. He would have faced the defender at the goal line, but that was a play that was set up well. So there will be one more chance at it. 3rd and goal for Case. Plenty of time, as you can see. Just inside 1:30. Baum looks left, goes to the middle, and Nicely's wide open in the back of the end zone.
There was confusion by the Allegheny secondary on how to set that play up. Case had gone from their power formation to a 4 wide receiver set, and they just lost Sean Nicely in the back of the end zone. Allegheny was not prepared for that and probably should have taken a timeout, and Baum waited and waited and waited, and finally Nicely was able to break open as the defense broke down for Allegheny.
Coffey's extra point is up and good. And with 1 minute and 19 seconds left to play in this opening half, the Spartans are up 14-3.
And you see Baum just being patient in the pocket, and Hommick, or not check that, Nicely came across the back of the end zone and was there for the score.
Sean Nicely, a 5'11 senior out of Willoughby South High School. That is his 2nd touchdown of the season. For Joey Baum, that is 2 touchdown passes on the afternoon as the cheerleaders do 14 push-ups for the 14 points. And there's a look at that Allegheny coaching staff. And well, Greg Debelak's done a great job, but this guy, Mark Matlack, has done an outstanding job at Allegheny as well. Matlack is a Allegheny grad, played fullback at Allegheny.
He's now in his 9th year, I believe, Ron.
46 wins, 38 losses in 9 years.
And not an easy conference. The NCAC, especially the top half of that NCAC, is loaded every year with Wittenberg, Worcester, and Wabash.
So Coffey will kick it off, and they'll send it to the Gators with about 79 seconds left to play in this opening half.
Allegheny ran that reverse on that kickoff run, and Case was ready for it, just couldn't make the open field tackle.
Craig Stamm takes it just past the 35-yard line. So Salapak will have 70 seconds, just over a minute, to move his football team down the field.
Salapak on the afternoon run, 7 of 11 for 84 yards passing. Joey Baum, his counterpart, 20 of 22 for 194 yards.
Salopek, they'll work the sidelines, I imagine, all the way up the field if they can. The reason for that, obviously, with limited time and limited timeouts. They have only one timeout left in the half and only 60 seconds to work with. They're going to work those sidelines, catch the pass, move it out of bounds, stop the clock, move the ball down the field.
And if the pass is in bounds, it's important to see how fast your offensive lineman can get up, get set, with either the possibility of the chains being reset, stopping the clock.
One back in the backfield on the left hip, that's Tamberlin, and don't lose track of him. He's the one that set up the only score for Allegheny on a little dump pass. Pressure, and sack. Adam Watson got in there to finish the job, and getting in with the initial pressure was Richard Doolin.
Now Allegheny had that underneath swing pass set up to Tamberlin, but the pocket collapsed around Salopek too quickly. He was looking downfield though, Ron. He had 4 receivers, 18 to 20 yards downfield, and the Case defensive front four just collapsed around him, including Adam Watson.
Jacob Adams got in there first, the junior out of Cincinnati Princeton High School. Adams has had a very active first half. See the clock wind. It's now near 20 seconds left to play, and they'll hand it off to Tamberlin, and they'll just take it in at halftime. Inside 10 seconds, Allegheny just watching that scoreboard tick down. They'll head into their locker room. Case will head off the field, feeling very good about how they've played in this opening half. Allegheny came into this football game with a outstanding resume. Case at home on homecoming met the challenge in the first half, and they walk into their locker room up 14-3. And we'll be back with halftime right after this.